Welcome to fall in the French Basque Country. As soon as the leaves start changing, the chestnuts also start falling, and that's when you know it's really fall. And in our backyard, we have many, many, many chestnuts. The chestnut trees grow so tall and so big that we always have way more than we know what to do with. We try to pick up as many as possible because that way we can harvest as many as possible and also clean up the yard. And usually there are as many of us working on this as possible at once. But the chestnuts do not make it easy for us. They have this spiky exterior we have to get through before we can even get to the good part. And there are a lot to get through. My mother has an extensive basket collection, and we tend to fill many. And the husks and leaves we throw in the compost heap. But once those spiky husks are peeled, it's only the first in many steps to actually being able to eat the chestnuts. We definitely don't even eat a majority of the ones that fall in our garden, to be frank. But our favorite way to eat them is to roast them over the fire. You'll notice the theme here. Nothing is really easy about this process. When I was little, there was almost something magical about how the fire would appear in the fireplace, fed by wood that came from outside, somewhere, somehow. Of course, now I actually pull my weight. We usually take turns going to get the firewood from this shed that my grandfather built, and the kindling is a little closer to the house. Thankfully, the fireplace is right next to a window, so we're able to pass the firewood through without having to pass through the front door. No one wants to have to clean up after muddy boots. Once all of the wood has been collected, and that's an at least once a day task, it's time to build the fire. This is something my brother and I loved helping out with even when we were younger. We would compete over setting up the kindling. We probably even timed it to see whose fires grew faster. My dad is the true fire master, of course. Once we have many baskets of chestnuts ready, we prepare them to go into the fire. We usually do this in smaller batches because our chestnut pan is serving size. The chestnuts cook right over the flames or in the embers, and we give them barely enough time to cool off before picking at them, just burning our fingers so that we can peel off that last layer and eat them while they're still hot. I do think it's our favorite way to eat chestnuts. Of course, we're working with serving sizes here, so what do we do with the rest of them? Well, boiled chestnuts keep a little longer than fresh ones, and I like to throw a fig leaf in there for extra flavor. boil them with cleaned fig leaves from the garden and salt. And whether you're roasting chestnuts or boiling them, it's important to make a notch in them first. You can do it with a knife, but we have a handy little device. And as you look through them, it's important to sort out the ones that already have splits in them or that are too soft to make notches in, because those are no good to eat. Once they're boiled, they'll keep a few days in the fridge, and you can peel off that last layer and eat them. But it's still a lot of work to peel off all of those last layers. And again, for us, it takes teamwork. But when we do make time to peel a bunch, my favorite thing to do with them is make chestnut spread. We just mix chestnuts, water, and sugar to taste, and eat it with baguette for every breakfast in the fall. It's so good. Fall really is such an abundant season because no matter how many we roast, boil, and peel, there are always more chestnuts to pick up.